Okay, let's do this.
Hey, man. Welcome to the Big Bad Broadcast, dude.
Hey, welcome to the Big Bad Broadcast, now on the Roku Network on Strong Island TV. And we are on, ready for this, our new platform. We are on Podcast Playground.
Yay!
We'll soon be on Apple Podcasts. We'll be on every podcast there is and all that. And we have a great show again for you today. We got the normal people. Well, as normal can be. We have Mike Grief.
Hey, I just want to know one thing. This podcast playground out. Do they got swings and slides and stuff? Because I'm really looking forward to this.
I heard you're banned from the playground.
No, I can't go within 100 yards of the playground.
And
but that's a whole
Craig
different story.
Mitchell taking pills.
Yeah, I'm just getting ready to get in the mood. Hold on.
Yeah, it's like jelly beans.
Oh yeah, well,
there you go.
I'm thinking too.
Hold on, it's Easter.
All right, so on our little video, we talked. That woman said about serial killers. So a little research said, for you people that don't know, that there are 4,000 active serial killers in the world at any given time. 1,200 are inactive, not counting the 4,000. And that 33% of the people in the world will come across a serial killer at least twice in their lifetime.
Look, there's even competition to be a serial killer. I mean, you really have to be nuts and do something wild to stand out. I mean, you could kill 4 or 5 people and then you're just a serial killer, but you got to really do something nuts to stand out, to be like that psycho killer.
I got to tell you, man, compared to you two, you guys are amateurs compared to me. I've killed millions, if you count masturbation. So,
If you count.
If you count what?
Masturbation.
Oh.
I've killed many one-celled organisms.
Oh, thank God for that.
Or I'd be everywhere.
Oh my God! Can you imagine that?
So for all the New Yorkers, breaking news: Aaron Rodgers just signed with the New York Jets.
Other breaking news: he broke his hip. Thank you so much. He's so old.
Well, let's talk a little bit about. I know that Mike isn't a big football fan, but Aaron Rodgers is a certified nut job.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or he made this. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say he's kind of a right-wing nutbag.
Yeah, he's right. He's an anti-vaxxer. I know that.
Anti-vaxxer.
Well, I encourage that. People who don't want to get don't get a vaccine. I mean, like, I encourage anti-vaxxers because really, let's get rid of them.
Well, not after we just paid $150 million for him.
No, but if he dies,
how much?
And unreported, they think it's $150 million.
For how many years? What, 4 years?
5 years.
He's 40. What do you mean 5 years? He's
not
40.
He's 37.
Oh, he's 37?
Yeah. Doesn't he have to play to collect the money? I mean, like, if he died, then the money would they wouldn't have to pay him.
Here's the story with this guy.
Here's the story.
In order to make the decision to come to New York Jets, he had to go in his dark, what do you call it? His dark
closet
meeting, with his dead relatives to see if they would decide whether he could continue to play.
You say that like that's out of the ordinary, though, John. So that's what I don't get. I mean, you say that like that's not something we commonly do.
And next weekend, he's the keynote speaker at the hallucinogenic convention.
You should get him on your seance show.
Yeah. So what he does is he takes a bunch of mescaline or something or mushrooms and goes and talks to his dead relatives. So they say that they want him to come to the Jets so that he can mentor the rookie quarterback we have. I guess he's going to teach him how to take mescaline.
Zach Wilson?
Yeah.
Zach Wilson will be 70 by the time he retires. What are you talking about, young quarterback?
No, maybe they didn't say mentor. Maybe they
Zach
said
Wilson
mentos.
just turned 20.
What?
Zach Wilson just turned 20 years old.
No, he's not just 20. You would
turned 20.
No, dude. You're 22 when you go out of college. What are you talking about?
No, he didn't finish college. That's the whole point.
Oh, okay.
He only did a half a year in college, and they drafted him.
Well, color me green and white.
So yeah. So anyway, I talked to Fred Klett, who's a very funny comic.
Fred Klett.
He's going to be on the show next week. Who's a big Green Bay fan.
Oh,
the only problem with Fred Klett is so hard to find. You can never find Fred Klett.
Yeah,
I'm
So
not
I
sure
asked-
he exists.
The return of the
soon-
monkeys.
as soon as they made the announcement, I called Fred and he goes, I was waiting to hear from you. And he goes, I know. He goes, I know the Jets are going to be really good this year. He goes, we're going to suck. He goes, but I'll be honest. After 10 years of Aaron Rodgers, we're glad to see him go. He's crazy.
He is great. And you know what? Here's the other thing. The other issue I have with the Jets. I mean, when are they going to get draft well? I mean, they passed on Dan. They passed on.
I can't
No.
just say they didn't draft well.
No, they passed
They
on
have an
Dan.
offensive and a defensive player of the year from the last draft.
Well, draft a quarterback. Okay,
Look.
they passed on Dan Marino for Ken O'Brien way back when, and since then it's been total shit show.
Well,
No. As far as they had Brett Favre, total disaster. They had Vinny Testaverde.
No, wait a second. See, you're talking to a major Jet fan.
Well, I'm
Brett
Jet fan
Favre,
too.
Brett Favre, Brett Favre for the first half of the
Who
season
came from the Vikings?
we didn't. He came from Green Bay.
No, he went to the Vikings and to the Jets,
No, he went to from Green Bay to the Jets.
and then to the Vikings.
Yes.
Okay.
What happened with Brett Favre was he was having an unbelievable season with the Jets. Then he got hurt mid-season and refused to tell anybody that he got hurt
Because he was 60 and he forgot.
because he
was 60.
he wanted to set the record, which he has now, but to pad it for the quarterback with the most consecutive starts, which is really wrong.
Well, correct me if
That's
I'm wrong, right? You guys want to win games. So, okay, you talk about Aaron Rodgers. Like I said, I'm not a big football guy, but he's a great quarterback, right? He may be a nut,
Right.
but he's
Right.
going to bring something to the
He
team.
was
So
only the MVP
if winning is the bottom line,
Right.
who cares,
Exactly. Exactly. And there's just this will let we talk about it because you don't really.
But
This
the
is
Jets
your
are snake bit, John.
But what the crazy thing about it is, Zach Wilson, the young quarterback, who no one's really given up on yet because he does have some good things. He just needs a lot of work. And Aaron Rodgers was his mentor. He looked up to Aaron Rodgers. And even in the first couple of games that he played after the game, he would call Aaron Rodgers for advice and stuff. So to have Aaron Rodgers there, sit the kid for a year, have him watch Aaron Rodgers, have a mentor Aaron Rodgers, and he's still on a rookie contract. So this way we can tell whether he's worth keeping or moving on. But
I
everyone
just checked. He's 22.
All right, just turned 22 then.
Yeah.
So 22 years old.
So by the time the contract's over, he'll be 27. That's
No.
his prime.
Oh, Aaron's going to play
Hey.
for 2 years. That's about it.
These guys are listen, man. It must be nice to be young and have those many millions. Hey, did you hear? Not that it has anything to do with this, but or anything we spoke about before. But did you hear? T-Mobile just bought Mint Mobile, Ryan Reynolds' company, for like $1.3 something billion. So
Nice.
Deadpool is now like a multi-billionaire.
Well, I mean, I don't think he owned Mint Mobile.
Wasn't that one of the
himself.
sponsors that we talked about?
Was what Mint Mobile?
Yeah.
I know
Yeah,
that
when-
Mint Mobile's one of the sponsors for the podcast Playground, I think.
Yeah. And yeah.
I'm gonna have to reach
Wow,
out
that's
to
amazing.
him. And,
That's amazing.
Speaking of Mint and Green Bay, it's going to be St. Patrick's Day. Well, this is St. Patrick's Day.
That
today.
was
Okay.
the other conversation we were going to talk about that
and
week.
Did you like that little segue?
Good
gonna get my
segue.
corned beef and cabbage on.
I had it last night. I made corned beef and cabbage last night because Chris went away on a cruise. And yeah, I made it the way I always do. It was just tasted kind of dry. There wasn't a lot of fat on it.
Did
What do you boil
did
it?
you
You boil it. You make it at home. You boil it
I
yourself.
put it in a crock pot and cooked it for like what they say with beer, 5 hours with veggies and
You make it.
Well,
you make
supposed
it
to
the
put the
Irish
beer in
way,
the pot.
right?
You're not supposed to
Alcohol.
drink it, John.
Yeah.
I don't know why this beer's helping, but
It's so dry. I don't get it.
Yeah, it said the recipe said trim the fat off your corned beef, then get a pot. But my guy was out of town.
I wouldn't trim the fat because the
No, the fat's the
adds
flavor.
I
baby.
know. But when
I would be
I don't-
I would be very tasty if
Well,
if
do you guys?
cannibals would love me.
Well, I don't drink. So, but do you celebrate big St. Patty's Day, John? You go out there and have a.
let me tell you something. There was nothing more exciting. There was nothing more exciting than vomiting up green beer.
Oh, God.
No, I don't. I really don't. I mean, when I was a kid, I was Italian. It's the day we wore orange.
That's when we went to war with the Irish. You know,
I don't celebrate either. I also don't drink, but I am my survival job is rideshare, and I am driving. Well,
you better
today.
put plastic on your back seats.
No, I have this.
National
I
vomit.
bought 45 of these.
It's just what is that, a vomit bag?
It's a portable vomit bag that expands. I'm going to put them in my back seat.
Oh, at first I thought it was just a big condom.
Well,
First, I thought it was a guy huffing glue.
Huffing glue. There you go.
I thought maybe his airplane was having a problem, and this dropped from the ceiling. That's what it looks like too.
Yeah, right. Well, we were saying that every airplane they used to have vomit bags, and you don't see that anymore. What is nobody gets sick on an airplane anymore?
No, yeah, they still have vomit bags, but the vomit bag used to be an ad to get your film developed. Which was so funny. You could put your film in the vomit bag and send
the vomit bag.
I was wondering how many bags of vomit they got at the thing. Oh, I got another one, asshole.
Yeah. So the vomit helps develop the film.
I don't even understand that at all. I just don't.
It's just a way for get somebody to pay for the vomit.
What is it? Oh, if I want to remember this, I can take pictures.
Well, here's the question: have you ever? I mean, John flies a lot. I fly here and there. I don't know how often you fly, Craig, but have you ever seen anyone vomit into one of the vomit bags?
Yes. The guy next to me. I was on a flight that stopped twice to California, and every time we took off, he threw up in a vomit bag. And then he'd have to go, excuse me. And I felt like going, there is no excuse, man.
Oh, man, come on.
Well, you can't help it. I mean,
yeah. Kill yourself. That's how you help it. You kill yourself.
Wow.
Or you rent out the whole row.
Wow.
They always try to be so discreet. They go like,
well, people
you're like, what the hell are you doing?
Some people have really bad motion sickness.
Let me tell you something. When I throw up, if you're on a plane, if I throw up on the plane on the ground, you hear me. At 36,000 feet, you hear me. I don't throw up like I'm like.
Oh, I knew you were a hacker.
Like horrible. No, when I throw up, people in other countries call to find out if a war started.
See, not me. Because everyone, you can tell I'm bulimic. So when I throw up, it's very quiet. You never even know. I could be throwing up now, like here right now, and you'd never know.
I have to ask you, are you really bulimic, or did you just say that?
I am a recovered bulimic. I used to
dude.
And throw up, and boy, we've gone into some strange territory here.
Man, I'm in recovery from that too. I can throw up on demand. I have no gag reflex, and that helps me. That does help me in many ways, actually.
The two of the heaviest guys on the show are both claiming to be bulimic.
But we're in recovery. Look at
Hey, John, you know what? For me, it was a financial thing because I like to taste the food again. Okay.
Oh no!
I was getting my money's worth out of it.
Yeah, John, you've never lived until you throw up ice cream because it tastes just as good coming back.
Oh my God, that's so disgusting! I don't even want to hear this.
Now, you want to talk about flying though? I am a white knuckle flyer. I am literally the worst. I am terrified of flying. As a matter of fact, I was supposed to have a 2009. I was supposed to fly to New York for a vacation.
Right.
The night before, I canceled it because I had a premonition or I had a bad feeling about the flight. And I canceled my
I don't fly. Well, I told you about this flight that I just took, right? I don't know if I told Craig, but because I took my flying pill. So the next day, I was, I'm usually still half whacked out.
Flying pills?
What are flying pills?
I want to know what flying pills are.
They're relaxing, man. It's like I become Tommy Chong to everyone.
Or the Xanax?
Xanax, yeah. I take a Xanax when I fly, which turns me into Tommy Chong. Hey, man, how you doing? I'm talking to everyone in the airport.
I'd have to take 7 of them.
Man?
I'd have to take 7. I've taken 2 and there's no effect.
You want to know how I fly? Mr. 1 million miles American Airlines.
Tough guy. I walk on the plane with
I walk on the plane.
He walks on the wings.
I walk on the plane. I sit down. I wait for the 2 people to sit down next to me. I buckle up. I go to sleep. I wake up 2 hours into the flight.
I thought John was going to say, I walk on a plane. I got my balls in my hand. I sit down. I say, hey, stewardess, make sure 2 chicks are sitting next to me.
I never wake up at all during the takeoff.
And then then he walks into the cockpit and he goes, you know what? Let me fly for a while.
How can you be sleeping for the takeoff? They only load you in like half an hour before. You already sleeping?
So always right to sleep. As soon as the 2 people sit down next to me, close my eyes, out.
I'd be terrified to fall asleep on a plane. What if something happens and you have to be awake?
And you don't know about it. I would rather.
I'd rather be sleeping. I wouldn't want to know about it. I'd rather be sleeping and freaking just have it fun. I just wake up in the ocean and go, what happened?
Have you seen the video? Have you seen the video? I should have gotten it for the show, but somebody was taking it. There was really bad turbulence, and they had the drink cart in the aisle.
Oh yeah,
and they hit a big bump, and the cart, the flight attendant hit the ceiling, and everybody got drenched with all the drinks and the water and stuff, and it was horrific. I mean,
oh my God, it's like
I have a heart attack.
My wife is always like, why don't you dress comfortable? Yeah, because I wear jeans, I wear boots when I wear all that stuff. She goes, why don't you get comfortable? You're going to be on a plane. I'm like, didn't you see Castaway? Like, if the plane goes down and I got to have boots and tough pants, you know. It's
like, that's why I travel with a volleyball.
Like a volleyball. But do you think, there's a question, though. Do you think you'd survive? If you got stuck on an island like in Castaway, do you think you'd survive?
I'd be dead. Forget it.
Would you want to survive? That's the
I would probably get sunburned trying to find Wi-Fi.
Why wouldn't you want to survive? I mean, listen, people pay millions of dollars for their own private island.
I know, but that movie is so disturbing that Tom Hanks was having an affair with a volleyball.
He didn't.
He was definitely having sex with that thing.
He was not.
Yes, he was.
Come on, Wilson. You can
Wilson definitely having sex with Wilson.
If he was
my mind. No. If he was, he was having sex with Wilson.
Listen, if he was, it was against Wilson's will, and Wilson is a victim. Right. You know what? I'm gonna put a suit against him for Wilson.
But the one thing I took away from Castaway was it was a great way to lose weight, because he was heavy when he got there, and then all of a sudden they cut and he's like really skinny with the beard and he's spearing fish in the water, and I'm like, hey, maybe I could do that and lose some weight there. That'd be nice. That'd be fun.
You would last 3 hours.
I wouldn't. I'd be dead. I would die.
Okay.
You'd last 3 hours until you had to spear your first fish.
Well, I'd have a heart attack on the plane. That was one of the most horrific plane crashes ever put on film, man. I'd be dead. Forget it.
Yeah. Or you know what was cool? If you saw that movie Flight, did you see that movie Flight with Denzel Washington? You remember how turned upside down and flying the plane like he's all. You talk about keeping your cool. He's flying upside down, and he's like, you know what? Put the flaps in. And
you remember that movie Alive?
Alive.
Alive was the one with the soccer.
They ate each other.
Crashes.
Yeah.
They had to eat each other to stay alive.
Yeah, they actually didn't have to eat each other to stay alive. They just wanted to.
The most disturbing part about that movie was the people in the movie were eating better than the people on the plane.
Well, you know, they're on the plane, a nut allergy. So,
okay, you want to hear? Okay, you're talking about eating during a movie. Have you guys seen the movie The Whale?
Yes,
I haven't.
It's about a morbidly obese man who.
Right.
Well, I mean, you want to talk now? I get I'm sorry, I get the award because I watched it the other night while I was eating dinner. And come on, that takes a lot to come on. Mike, that took a lot.
I think of The Whale.
Yeah.
I think of that movie with what is that movie with De Niro where they all had the different names? He goes Tommy Two Fingers.
Oh, that's Goodfellas.
Yeah, Goodfellas. When he goes,
Tommy Two Times. Get the paper.
Jojo the Whale.
Jojo.
A dog once died in his shadow.
That the guy who played that actually came. I did a show years ago with Labriola. We used to do the Night of 1,000 Guidos, and that guy, no, the guy who played Jojo the Whale.
Oh,
was in the audience. We had him stand up and take a bow. Yeah, I was like,
that's the greatest line.
Once died in his shadow.
Rumor had it a dog.
Tommy Two Times. I'm gonna go get the paper.
Well, what do I know about the restaurant?
When I was a kid, I
love that movie, man.
When I was a kid, I used to go upstay with my grandmother with our whole family to this place called the Pine Hill Lodge.
Right.
And there was this old lady
What was that, about 1872 at the
she
Pine
would
Grove
tell a
Lodge.
story. She would tell some long-winded story, and then
Before there was
go,
electricity.
and then, you know, we did this and we did that, and then, you know, we're going to this thing, and she go on and on and on, like we never. And she goes, "I say," and then repeat the entire story again.
Was she Falcon Leghorn?
And it's like,
I'd say.
it was like, holy shit! How many times are you going to tell a story?
But that's the thing, is why is everyone so polite? I mean, why does nobody ever stop somebody and go, "Oh, you know, you just told that." You know, it's like, you can do it in a polite way. You don't have to be like, you know.
I have to admit, my roommate, and I'll say his name. He's a famous comedian. His name is on the wall at the Comedy Store. Joey Gaynor. He is quite verbose in a most unassuming way, but sometimes he'll go on with a story, and I'll say, "You know what? Stop." I'll be like, "Stop! I've heard it before." So when you get to a certain age, politeness goes out the window. It just does.
Yeah.
Stop. Not shut up.
Yeah.
Stop.
You know what, man? I try not to be too polite, because fucking people these days mistake politeness for weakness. It's like, sometimes you just got to tell somebody, "Hey, shut the fuck up, or I'm going to pull your teeth out with a fucking rusty pair of pliers. I'll pull out your heart with a fucking melon ball. Just shut the fuck up."
Have you ever thought about teaching kindergarten, Mike?
Yeah,
it's my dream, Craig. That's my dream.
So funny. What's so funny is when you say stuff like that. I had a professor, and when I went to X-ray school, who was this kind of a tough guy, and his big line was, "I'll vein your cock with a dull clam."
That was the Otto fucking. Wasn't that Otto and George used to say that? I remember that. I remember he said a heckler one time. It was like somebody said something.
Maybe that's where he got it from.
And he looked down at this guy, and that was Dangerfields, and I was a regular at Dangerfields. And everyone, when Otto and George went on stage, if anyone doesn't know, Otto was a puppet, and George was the guy.
The opposite.
But they were both alive. They were both, but anyway. And Otto was the nastiest, dirty. The puppet would just say the weirdest. So I remember somebody heckled him one time, and he points the puppet at the guy, and he goes, "Yeah, shut your fucking mouth. I'll devein your cock with a clam knife, you motherfucker." I was like, my idol.
Sorry.
Oh, he's got some video. My favorite Otto and George line was like, "I don't want to say that she's hairy. I don't want to say I don't want to say she's
cock.
Yeah, like she's hairy down there, but her vagina looks, but it looks like a hatchet wound on a gorilla's back." Really?
I don't know. That brings us to a whole.
I'll bring it back to like a normal Otto and George story.
That's normal.
I was performing at Dangerfields, and they had a Sweet 16 party, and the woman didn't know enough to ask our friend at the door whether the acts change every week. So the week before, they had some like tofu acts there, and this woman was from the Upper West Side, and she had like pearls on and just the hair perfect, and all the kids were dressed to the nines, sitting in the front row at Dangerfields for a 16 party. And Bobby says, "All right, Otto, go do your thing." So Otto walks out on stage and looks at the lady. His opening line, he goes, "Hey, lady, yeah, you with the pearls. Do you ever eat Mexican food and rocket yoo-hoo out of your asshole?" And she picks up a napkin and she goes, "Oh," like she was gonna faint. It was like out of a movie. She goes, "Oh,
I have the vapors."
And he goes, "That's why they give you the sour cream. It's not for your food. It's to put on your asshole the next morning."
Oh my God.
Oh, that feels good. Oh, I shouldn't do that. Gay guys get turned on.
Do you know? Have you ever worked with Maurice?
Oh yeah,
no.
All right, so
probably have, but I can't remember.
I was an open micer at Chuckles, and my brother and sister-in-law they never really supported me. They finally came down to see me at Chuckles, and Maurice was like the guest headliner.
It's disgusting.
What?
He was disgusting.
He was. Well, he might be watching this. I'm not gonna say I like Maurice. I talked to him on Facebook. But the thing is, he used to do a thing he used to do a blowjob impression where he put milk in his mouth and he would do this and spit the milk out all over, like, right? So of course, my sister-in-law, she's a tight ass, she's like that one with the oh, that's exactly who she is.
It's a little sour cream.
Yeah, she's sitting up front, and
Maurice on her ass.
Maurice does the joke, and the milk goes all over her. She had like a fur on and shit. She's like, oh, and I just thought that was the best moment I ever witnessed.
See, I don't remember a lot from those days. I think I might have been a little whatever, you know.
And before your times,
it might have been, but you know, for all I know, Maurice could have been my best friend. I don't remember much from back then.
He might have been. Look, you call that gross, but then again, you got Otto and George talking about sour cream on your asshole. So
he was funny.
So was Maurice.
No, he wasn't.
Oh, don't say. He's probably watching this right now, John.
Good. He wasn't funny.
Wow, that's not cool.
I'm telling you, look into the camera, Maurice. You weren't funny.
Wow. Now I'm going to get a phone call after the show. Hey, Craig, can you edit out the part where I...
Yeah, where Ferrantino said you suck.
Yeah. Yeah, Craig said that's that part. I want to make an enemy out of
you guys think I'm the most opinionated person in the world, but I'm not.
No, you know what? There's nothing wrong with being opinionated. Shit.
There's very few comics I dislike.
Well, we always name them, don't we?
Here's the
list. Bales.
Oh, there we go again. We had to cut this out last week. What are you doing?
Well, you didn't cut that out. I don't want you to cut that out.
So Bobby, I cut out when you went deeper into it. Yes, it did.
So speaking of the old clubs, when we were talking about Dangerfields, I did you work there regularly, John? I was a regular at.
I used to work there every once in a while. Yeah.
Bobby was the fun. He was the best.
The best guy ever.
You talk about heckling a comic. If he didn't like you while you were on stage, the bar was right there by the. You could hear, and he'd be performing, and if he didn't like you, he would yell out. He'd go, "You fucking worthless sack of shit! Get off the fucking stage!"
This is my favorite Bobby story, which I know I've told you before. It's me, Richie Minervini, and Dan Sheehan. Right?
Fucking Sheehan.
So we walk in, and and Bobby goes, "How you doing, John? Good to see you." He goes, "Richie Minervini, one of my favorites." Dan Sheehan walks in. He goes, "Oh shit." So Dan says, "Yeah, listen, the reason why I don't do well on you." "Oh, what is it, Danny boy?"
Yes.
That is bad. He goes, "It's because you don't give me any, a good intro." And he goes, "Oh, I apologize. What would you like me to say about you?" And he goes, "Well, I'm going to be doing colleges. Very good. Colleges across the country. Oh, across the country. And I'm going to be on Comic Strip Live in the fall." "Oh, Comic Strip Live, nice TV show, good credit." And I've been doing, and he goes through this whole list of stuff, and he goes, "All right, ready to start the show?" And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Bob, I really appreciate the intro." He goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Sheehan."
Oh my God!
He walks on stage. He walks on stage. This is the most pathetic thing I've ever seen. And he goes, "That's it, Bobby. That's why." He goes, "That's why I don't do well, because people, you don't give me any credit." He puts his arm around me. He goes, "It's like this, Danny, my boy. No one gives a shit what you're doing or where you've been, because I've seen your act and you're fucking going nowhere."
Well, now he's going to prison is where he's going.
Now he's in prison.
I don't even want to tell you what Bobby used to say to me when I come in. You can't even say it on the air.
Yeah.
Because he knew I was from the housing projects, and I'd get there and I'll clean it, but he'd like, "Mike, how are the blacks tonight, Mike?" But he didn't say blacks.
He said African Americans.
He would, African. He'd cleaned out. Yeah. Trust me, he was.
But he was nuts, but he was funny. He was really.
He was.
Dan Sheehan.
No, I mean, we
idolized John Mulrooney. By the way, did you know that? Yeah.
A lot of us did. Mulrooney was.
One night it was me, Richie again, and I think Mulrooney. And this kid walks in. He's all nervous. He goes, "Excuse me, mister. Do you have a prom show?" And Bobby never looks up from the podium. He's just right. And he goes, "Yes, we do." And he goes, could you tell me what the deal is?" He goes, "The deal? Let me tell you what the deal is. The deal is simple. You give me $15 a person. I give you 2 watered down Cokes, and you get to watch this shit." The 3 of us.
Oh man.
You get to watch this shit.
You get to watch this shit.
This shit.
He was a character.
He was a character.
What else do we have on our agenda?
What else?
We can talk about the Oscars, where we're going to have a big disagreement.
The 3D rocket that I was all excited about last show. didn't go off. It was the Falcon Heavy that went off. And
Wow, that's
why
heavy,
when I
man.
heard that explosion, it was a sonic boom,
Oh,
But
what's a Falcon Heavy? Is that like the rocket that takes drugs to the space station?
it's
That's heavy, man.
it's a rocket before it goes on Weight Watchers.
Yes, it's before it lands on the Castaway Island.
That's a
I think
fat
most
rocket.
of the Falcon Heavy's bringing supplies to the space station, if I believe.
Why do they call it Falcon Heavy? Is there a Falcon Light?
Yeah,
There was
right.
a Falcon, I think, but this
Yeah,
one,
but when you're driving, you don't want to put too much Falcon in. You got to go Falcon Light.
Okay,
You
that
know.
makes sense. But isn't that supposed to be like a moon rocket, the Falcon Heavy? Is that supposed to be?
that's what. Yeah, it's supposed to have like the highest thrust or something.
Well, the only thing
Yeah.
that's more than that is the Starship, right? Which
Well,
they
when are
haven't
we
really-
going back to the moon? We're supposed to be going back to the moon.
They said by
2022.
2025, man.
I'll be
They last night NASA released their new space suits. They're really
What?
streamlined and
yeah.
How what do they look like?
they'll normally be white, but they were in black because they didn't want to get them dirty. They had a cover.
What?
That's what
But
they said.
They're
And,
black. Why is the moon?
They're
like a
just much
dirty
more
atmosphere?
mobile. This guy just comes walking out with a tether and he's doing knee bends, doing all that
They
stuff.
should launch
They're
that to
flexible.
AC/DC's Back in Black. That's what they should
So
do.
yeah, it's
Dun-dun-dun.
it
They're
was
going
like
up there. They're going up there to turn off the space lasers.
To
gotta
answer
get rid of
Mike's
it.
question, I tried to answer this last week and you guys wouldn't let me finish.
That's great, Craig. Anyway, John, what I was
Where's that
saying-
playoff
You
music?
dick.
Where's that
Really?
playoff
What?
music?
Yeah, what
No.
is that?
I'll be quick. It'll be only about 12 minutes. Hold on.
That's what
No.
he says to his boy.
They
I'll be quick.
the Artemis program, they launched 1, 2 is going to be next year, 3 is landing on the moon. So they said
Wow.
it's going to happen by 2025.
Uh,
There you go.
Okay, there you go.
You
2025
guys
on
believe
the
that
moon.
we actually went to the moon?
Yeah, of course.
I don't. A lot of
You-
conspiracy
oh,
guys
man, yeah.
think that they don't. We didn't.
Are you a denier, John?
No, I believe we went to the moon.
Okay.
Oh, all
I
right.
certainly believe that we went to the moon. I'm just saying there's a lot of people that don't. They think it was done on a sound stage and all
It just
that.
doesn't make it. I know. I had a guy actually
You
have
know
a
what?
guy on Facebook.
You know how you can prove that none of this shit is because there's too many people that would have to keep these secrets, and people have big fucking mouths. Nobody can keep a secret. So if it was what happened in a sound stage, it would have leaked out
Everybody on the
many years
sound
ago.
stage, everybody at
Yeah.
NASA, everybody at Mission Control, and not to question the Russians who were watching everything we were doing, the Chinese who were watching everything we were doing.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't think the
Yeah.
Russians and all them would have come out and said, "Well, we got radar and stuff, and we never saw no rocket go to the moon."
And the number one best argument is if you're going to do it, why do it 6 times?
Yeah.
I'm not a big conspiracy thing, but I do not believe that a plane hit the Pentagon.
I don't believe it either.
Really? They got
Yeah.
video of it. I mean, you
No,
don't
they
believe
don't.
it.
No, they don't have video of it.
They don't.
And
Yes,
the
they
hole
do.
is really tight.
They
You
don't.
see it. You can't
No doubt.
see it as a plane, but you see. I've seen it.
It was a missile. It was definitely a cruise missile.
Definitely. I think they shot that plane down. That's why the debris was all over. But that's a whole other discussion. But
It's a missile. I guarantee it was a missile.
well, there was a general in the building that said it was a smell of rocket fuel.
Yeah.
You know, and then they
Well-
pulled out some engine.
It was
and
probably
they said-
plane.
They said this, well, there was
jet
no
fuel.
wing mark. There was no wing marks on the Pentagon on the Pentagon, and none of the street lights on the approach were knocked down.
And here's another thing. You have arguably the most important building in the world, or one of the most important buildings. You're telling me there was no video surveillance of the rocket of the plane hitting? They only have choppy frame by frame stuff, and you can't.
And
even
they
see
say that there was no debris because it burnt up so bad there was nothing left.
No, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Hold,
It is.
hold on,
All right, but then-
hold on. I want to put a few more chips from my vaccine on and turn them on in my head. Where's my
I
thing?
believe. I believe that here's what I believe. I believe that somehow, some way, the terrorists got their hands on a missile, and I believe the U.S. government didn't want us to realize that they had capability of doing
Not
that.
at all. We shot the missile.
Then where did the plane that crashed?
The plane was shot down. The debris.
So why did we
it
shoot the
land?
missile?
We shot
Where
down
did-
the plane because we didn't want it coming into.
Where did we shoot it down? Where is it?
Pennsylvania, the one
Pennsylvania.
in Pennsylvania.
No,
The debris
there was 3
spread all over
planes.
the
There was
place.
one in Pennsylvania, 2 that hit the Twin Towers, and then the one
Right. So basically, what they think is that they were trying to shoot down that plane in Pennsylvania, and a missile went haywire and hit the Pentagon.
Oh, that's
you
what
realize
you're saying. We did that ourselves. But
no, it wasn't on purpose. I mean, it certainly wasn't.
That's pretty haywire, John.
Yeah.
Haywire.
I seriously doubt that, man.
Meanwhile,
that a little...
what we're talking about is what Marjorie Taylor Greene believes in.
Space lasers.
She believes in this whole thing that we're talking about.
What
the other
thing that we shot what did she believe? 9/11 was an inside job?
Well, come on. She still drags her knuckles on the ground when she walks. She's a freaking cave.
But what does she believe? I'm confused as to what she believes.
What we're talking about, that no plane ever hit the Pentagon. That we shot.
Man, so we agree with her?
I know, that's what really...
No, you believe with her, not me. All right?
I mean, I don't know what happened, but I don't believe it was...
I'm smarter than you guys. I'm smarter than you guys.
You know what I don't understand either? What about all of these people? There's these people that think they're time travelers. Time travelers, and
it's just bullshit.
I'm sick of time travelers. I'm sick of Bigfoot.
You know what though, John? I'll tell you what, like I said, when I take my Xanax when I fly, I become a time traveler. I go back to the 60s. Hey man, I'm telling you, I'm like, hey, 70s, 60s, it's like groovy, man. Where's Woodstock?
We were all time travelers last Sunday.
You guys want a great hour? You guys want to see a great show on Amazon Prime? Is Daisy Jones and the Six.
Daisy Jones and the Six. What?
It's a porn.
It's about a band. It's about a fictitious band in the 70s,
and it's 6 3/4.
The writing is really good. The lead singer is played by Elvis's granddaughter,
right?
And who says in the interview that she completely lied. She has no musical talent whatsoever. But went in and said, "I'm Elvis's daughter, of course, granddaughter. Of course, I can sing and play an instrument." She goes, "I couldn't do either, but I got the job." But it's a really good story. And if you like 60s, 70s music, the music in it is excellent.
That's all I listen to, man. In my car, that's all I got is
excellent.
I got Sirius radio, and all I got.
Like all of a sudden, you'll get a record contract, and all of a sudden, in the background, you'll hear like Incense and Peppermint starts playing, and it's great. It's a really good show. They release 3 every Thursday.
What's it called again?
It's called Daisy Jones and the Six.
From the people who brought you Debbie Does Dollars. You have to see Daisy Jones and the Six or whatever.
Well, there was only 5 of them in the beginning, but they said they couldn't use 5 because they had the Dave Clark 5, the certain 5. They go, well, it doesn't matter. We'll just call ourselves the Six.
The Six.
But there was only 5. And then this chick, Daisy Jones, joins. She's a songwriter. And I think she's supposed to be like Joni Mitchell. It's really good. Really, really good.
I've just discovered I've watched about, a bunch of episodes. It's that Ricky Gervais called Afterlife or something like that.
That's going into its 3rd season now. Yeah.
And it's really, really good. I mean,
he's a great actor. He's a great
Ricky Gervais fan. So, he's amazing. I can't believe you. You know, it's funny. A lot of comedians turn out to be great actors. You know, singers, comedians.
There's only one that won an Oscar.
The only one comedian that's won an Oscar? Yes. Well, because they don't give Oscars to comedies. And who was it? Robin Williams?
Robin Williams.
Got to be.
But Jim Carrey and also Steve Martin have been nominated for comedy, but they never won.
But the thing is about those guys, I guarantee you, because nobody takes a comedian serious. Like Adam Sandler, when he tries to do something serious, they don't take it like the thing he did with I love it. It's actually what's the one where his wife was killed on 9/11. She was on one of the planes and he kind of lost his mind.
Really
it's an old one. It's an old movie, but he lost his mind. Reign Over Me. It's called Reign Over Me.
The Spanglish is good too.
It gives a hell of a performance. I mean, he's really a good actor. You hear that, Adam? I love you, man. Hire me some more.
Spanglish is a good movie he did too.
Spanglish,
Uncut Gems, I hear he's really good in that one too.
Right.
Oh, that movie was.
You saw it?
Yeah.
You thought it was terrible?
Yeah, I thought it was terrible.
No, John's not going to be in the next Sandler film. He's done.
No,
I like Adam Sandler. You know, it's nice to be a spoiled rich kid and have your parents pay for an apartment, go to the showcase clubs.
We're gonna have a lot of fun getting Adam on the show now.
Yeah, Adam.
No, I'm just
I
saying,
don't know John that
that's
well.
That is not trashing him. I mean, that's what he told us.
Right.
I
Okay.
was on tour. I did a comedy tour with all these guys from A&E with Colin Quinn, Dom Herrera, and we
Love
did
those guys.
this show called The Best of A&E. And he
Right.
showed up at the Rainbow Room and said, "Hey, can I go on?" And they said, "No, you can't because this is a thing." And he started laughing. And someone said, "Where do you live?" And he said, "Oh, I got an apartment right over the comic strip." And they go, "How can you afford that?" He said, "I have rich parents. I told them this is what I wanted to do, and they've supported me. So I never had to work, and I could take any job that I wanted, and whatever." And that's not trashing him. I mean, good for him. You know what I mean?
Craig,
Yeah.
cross him off the list. I don't want him no more.
Who?
Rich, Adam Sandler. I don't like rich boys. No, I'm kidding.
But yeah, no, I mean, he was the one that said that. So I mean, I'm not like talking.
No, I believe
out
it.
of
Listen,
school,
listen, let me tell you something. You guys from Long Island, I grew up in the housing projects in Long Island City. So every one of you that lived in Long Island to me was rich. I don't care. I thought when I went, you were all rich. You know what I'm saying? We grew up, we used to wait online to get the goddamn government cheese. Okay. So if you didn't have to wait online for the cheese,
Sammy would have given it to you.
That happened like 3 years after I started comedy. I was in the Newsday. There was a whole thing about government cheese, and he's like, "Company club."
And they went to get the government cheese, and then they found out the son was selling coke.
Oh,
well,
so we had a big roast, and Richie says, "Listen, I'd really appreciate if nobody mentioned the coke or the government cheese." Hawthorne walks out on stage and says, "Hey, gee, there's a big arrest here. They just arrested Sammy."
who said that? Who did?
Hawthorne.
They just arrested.
I remember. I still remember the Newsday article because
He goes, "They just arrested Sammy for selling grams of government cheese."
I still remember the Newsday article. The Newsday article said, "Hey, the last time we had a comedy club, remember that cheese that was on those nachos?" That was the art. I'm like, what?
Hey, you know what? I ate it, man. It made good grilled cheese sandwiches. I'll tell you that.
And so, does that mean that Judd Apatow is culpable too?
Probably.
Oh, he was in the kitchen.
It's so funny. It's so funny is, and you guys know the story that Judd Apatow, Richie told us, Judd Apatow was hired at the East Side as a dishwasher.
Right.
And he always carried around a little pad and pen and was always taking notes. And he was really good friends with Hal Spear because they were about the same age, and, and he was one of the, he was like a punch-up writer on Superbad. And tell me that guy isn't Hal Spear. Right?
Oh,
Think
man.
about it. It's Hal Spear.
Yeah.
And
didn't what's his face? Seth Rogen wrote Superbad when he was like 18.
Yeah, but Judd Apatow. So apparently Judd Apatow's dad was a pretty famous scriptwriter in Hollywood. And he kept telling us, I'm going to go after high school, I'm going out to Hollywood. I'm going to become a writer. And we just thought he was crazy. I mean, we were told, be nice to him because he's not all there.
Right.
From Richie,
probably,
Well,
the truth is,
because he was, he told Richie that Richie went to drive him home one night to Port Jefferson. And he said, "What does it cost you to come here round trip?" And he goes, "About $70. He goes, "What do you make?" He goes, 40. So
that doesn't mean
it cost you. He goes, "It costs you $30 a night to come to work."
Yeah, and he was paying to be around you guys.
He goes, "Yeah, I just want to be around the comedians."
Yeah.
So at that point, Richie told us to be extra nice to him because he wasn't all there.
You know what though? Want to know what a nice guy is? Maybe, like I said, he loves comics, and when he did talking about Adam Sandler, what was it? Funny People. Remember Funny? That was Judd Apatow.
Yeah.
He hired all these kind of like Monty Hoffman was one of the guys, and Monty had been in the he was in the VA at the time. He'd had a stroke and he wasn't doing well and whatever. But they called up and they said, "Can you?" I brought him to the opening of that. It was a preview, actually. It was in an editing bay. The funniest thing, Monty had the date wrong. We showed up while they were still editing. It was supposed to be a showing of the film, but we showed up during they were edits, and Judd Apatow let us in, hung out. eat craft syrup, watch them edit. You know, I mean, we had a great time just hanging out. He's a nice man. Yeah, you can say maybe he's crazy, but he's a nice guy.
Oh yeah, no, he wasn't crazy.
Now John's going to trash him. Go, John.
No, he wasn't crazy at all. You know what I mean? He was a really nice kid. But Richie just thought because, you know, he was Richie. I think Richie looked at him as, here's this kid walking around with a pad who thinks he's going to be a writer, and he's spending all this money to come to work. He's costing him more than making. It's not normal, you know. You know, that's all it was. But we were real nice to him. You know who his favorite comedian is, who he said, believe it or not, on many TV interviews and stuff? Zabrowski.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you know, back when Zabrowski was alive, he was a pretty funny guy.
He is.
Jeff called me up the other day. I told you yesterday, one of the funniest jokes he ever said. He goes, yeah, I live on Merritt Island. I can't even go in the ocean anymore. And I go, why not? He goes, I'm afraid of the great white supremacists.
Hey, speaking of people, you know, Florida, I just heard something about some red
tide,
whatever that red tide, but it's supposedly around the whole state or something like
What's
that.
What's a red tide?
A red tide is a seaweed
Algae?
tide that forms off sea, and it's an airborne, like when you get it, your eyes water, you cough, and we haven't had it in years. But they say that there's a blob of it coming towards Florida,
like 5,000 miles.
Yeah,
like 5,000 miles. Imagine that. I mean, Florida. You know, I might think about moving if I was you, John.
I know. I live on an island.
Ugh, it's not going to be pretty.
Island. Who did that? That was John Joseph, right? Living on. No. That was Jack Simmons.
Living on the island.
I love Jack.
Although
Simmons.
you might want to move, but this isn't the time to get a loan with all this. You heard about this stuff that's going on with the banks.
I know, crazy, right?
Yeah, it's banking. My banking crisis is I can't jump over the counter anymore and get to the safe. that's a banking crisis.
My banking crisis is I had a check bounce.
My banking crisis is I can't find a hammer big enough to break the piggy open.
You know, when I lived in Huntington, I had my mortgage through Republic Bank.
Right.
And that's one of the banks that, you know, was closing down. So what would happen if you had a mortgage with them? Your mortgage is paid? What?
No, it gets sold. They sell the assets to another bank, and then they take over your.
Well, aren't they covered by the FDIC? That's right.
Well, our pal Trump kind of loosened up the restrictions.
Well, but not only that, you got to remember that you're only even if your deposits were, it says on them, they're federally insured to 100,000.
Yeah,
there's most of the stuff was over $250,000 is corporations' money. It's not like a depositor like you and me. We're pretty safe with. I think my $30 in the bank. I'm not going to worry about it too much, but I think my deposits.
You know how much milk money? You know how much milk money he had to save up for that?
Really?
You know how many kids I had to punch to get
I think
that
what
money?
I think what Biden said is true though. These people that are running these banks, and if they have to bail out these things, these people got to be gone because obviously they don't know what they're doing.
They woke Joe up long enough to say that, huh?
Oh, poor Joe.
Poor Joe Biden. You think he's going to run, man? He's like 146 years.
He's going to run.
That is the biggest mistake. He's
going to be pushed. Actually, I don't think he can run anymore. I think he's going to be pushed. Really.
Well, no, I think he's going to try to run, but then he's going to fall and he won't be able to get back up.
I don't know.
I have.
But there's not fallen. Did we? I don't know. Did we talk about this last week? We may have. Because I said there's one.
I don't think so.
There's one candidate, not a candidate, but one person who could run on the Democratic side and win in a landslide.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
And it's not Kamala Harris.
Michelle Obama.
Joe Biden. Yeah, it's it. Michelle Obama. If she ran, she'd win.
No, you're wrong.
She's not interested.
She's the most liked person in America.
Yeah, she doesn't want to do it.
She's still
a
woman.
podcast now.
There's a lot of people.
We must have talked about this. This is all too familiar.
No.
There's still a lot of sexism in this country, man. I'm telling you. Why didn't they elect Hillary? Oh, you think?
Well, the Republicans think she's a guy, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I got something. I got something really quick.
Listen, the Republicans think Marjorie Taylor Greene is a woman. So.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Is anybody here? Is anybody here timing the show? Because I forgot to start the top.
We got to stop in 2 minutes, but I just want to leave you with this thought. So I saw a commercial like Mike Tyson now is selling CBD oil and CBD oil with cannabis in it.
Compete with Tommy.
Wait. This is the best. The tablets come in the shape of an ear with a bite out of them.
Oh my God. I love CBD. I can't even get my voice to go anywhere.
Does Holyfield get a piece of this? No,
I don't know, but I mean,
how Holyfield gets the original piece of his ear back.
And when they showed it to Tyson, he probably went, This isn't really actual size, is it?
That whole I remember watching that, and that whole incident is up there with the most bizarre incidents of the past 40 years, like Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. It was the same kind of feeling. Like, what the fuck did I just watch?
What I want to know is after he bit did he eat it?
He spit it out.
He spit it out, yeah.
Although he did, then he had an interview where he goes, I eat your kids. That's what he said. He said, I eat your kids.
Yeah, he became like Charlie Sheen came like that years after that. I got tiger blood.
What was that, Hangover 1 or 2 where they stole Mike Tyson's tiger?
Oh, that was
a great.
That was the funniest scene when he's going, "Yeah, champ, you know, we treated your tiger with total respect." And see the guy behind the tiger,
humping it. No, I love when he knocks Zach Galifianakis out.
Oh, that was a great shot.
That's the fucking song from Phil Collins did it. He goes, wait, this is my favorite part. He knocks me.
Zach Galifianakis said that terrified him, that whole sequence, because they weren't sure. Does Mike know he's not really supposed to hit me?
Hey, man, you gotta be a method actor.
Have you ever seen Galifianakis' show Between the Ferns?
Yeah, I've seen parts of it, man. He's crazy.
So funny, man. Yeah. He had a Barack Obama on.
That was great.
And he's talking to Barack Obama, and he says something where he kind of makes fun of him. And he goes, how does it feel to be president of the United States? And Barack Obama goes, how does it feel for you to know this will be the last time you ever talk to a president?
Yeah. When we had Jennifer Lawrence, he goes, a lot of people find your attitude off-putting. And she goes, you should be off-putting.
Yeah.
Come on, these people, they know what they're getting into. It's all
scripted. Come on, it's got to be scripted.
Because nobody would.
It's not scripted.
It's a very good thing to watch on YouTube if you have a chance, called Celebrities Doing Impressions of Celebrities in Front of the Celebrity.
Oh, I love that.
And it's really funny. So it's what's his name? The black guy, the really tiny guy.
The guy with the hands?
The comedian.
Kevin
Hart. So it's
a tiny guy.
That's
he is. Next to the Rock, he looks like a puppet on this. So
he's like a condom.
He looks like the Rock's cock.
He's doing the Rock's doing an impression of him. It is spot on. And then the next guy comes up and does an impression of the Rock, and he goes like this. Yep, I'm the Rock. Listen, I get up every morning. I do 4,000 sit-ups, 20,000 bench press. I chin myself 250 times. I eat a dozen raw eggs, and I'm just happy to be alive because the world is a beautiful. It's just like what he would say.
And Black Adam flopped. Thank you so much.
Well, it was was now here. I know we were probably running over time, but Black Adam was Shazam.
What about it?
Black Adam is Shazam, right?
Black Adam is supposed to be Shazam's big bad, yes, but they effed that up too, and they put a Superman cameo in it.
Well, now they're coming out with Shazam 2, but which is like the the juvenile version.
Fury of the Gods.
Fury of the Gods.
With Helen Mirren playing a villain. Helen Mirren, Lucy Liu, and I can't think of the third person. They're all playing. It's all three women.
I saw a movie not too long ago with Helen Mirren when she was young, and she actually, goes topless, and you go, wow, she was pretty cute when she was young.
Wanking to the Queen, will ya?
Hey, why not?
Wanking to the Queen.
Hey, you know what? If you're gonna, you might as well look up. You might as well do it to royalty.
She's in 2010. Did you know that? That was Helen Mirren in the movie 2010 with Roy Scheider.
No, I don't think I saw that movie with Roy Scheider, man.
Roy Scheider.
He's been dead for a long time.
Passed away, yeah, but he was great, man. He has made some great movies.
He was in one of the first movies I ever saw. It was the 7 Ups.
7 Ups. He was in of course, Jaws. One of the greatest movies of all time is
the Marathon.
All That
Man.
Jazz. All That Jazz.
Was he in the Marathon Man?
No.
Speaking of,
he didn't play his brother.
7 minutes overtime.
Okay, so let's say goodbye.
Shut it down.
Shut it down, baby.
Shut it
All
down.
right.
All right.
Hold on. Shazam.
So next week, are we still taping?
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Of course, we're still
Goodbye.
taping.
Okay, so
We haven't said goodbye yet.
let's have. I know, but then you guys started doing some Chavan shit.
Well,
It's
all right.
a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
All right, so let's have a round of applause for the guys on the show. We have Craig Mitchell.
Hi guys.
Mike
Bye.
Reeve. My name is John Ferrantino. You can see us on the podcast playground.
Yay.
You can see us, and if tonight you want to watch us, you can watch us on Roku on the Long Island.
Strong Island.
sorry.
Download the Strong Island
Just-
Entertainment app. It's free.
Keep your hands out of
60
your shorts while
60
you're
years
watching.
of saying 60 years
Long
of
Island,
saying
I know.
Long Island.
Well,
and
mine.
and you can watch us on the show. And but next week we got a great show. Make sure you turn in. We have Fred Klett, who's got 660 million views
on
Drive
Drive
On
On.
Comedy.
He's got 660 million jokes. He's going to tell all of them. You
Fred
watch.
Clay is be on the show next week if we can find
Very
him.
funny. Yeah, we'll find him. He'll be fun.
All
Bye,
right.
guys. See you next
Talk to you
week.
later. Okay. Bye-bye.
Peace.